Hi everybody, welcome back to a new episode on the Cornerstone SMP. I'm hanging out on this field just outside my base waiting for all this copper to oxidize, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm growing a bit bored because it's taken a long time. I even started to teach myself All-Star on note blocks. But I decided let's use this time for something a bit better, and that is telling you guys the story of how I was absolutely awful at the game of tag. It all started a few days ago when I was hanging out over at Paly's base. I started having some really bad connection issues and got kicked out of the server over and over again, and well, Paly used one of those moments to sneak the lightning rod into my inventory. So I was tagged, and my first target was naturally Zinjy because we're business partners. I had noticed that EccentricOnion had made it his goal to buy out the entire shopping district, which meant profits for Zinjy and I. So I rigged the blue shulker box in the basement of a shared shop, which I would put his profits into. And he did fall for that trap, but sadly his inventory was completely full, so he didn't pick up the lightning rod and I had to move on to the next target. I then tried a very different approach, but for whatever reason, talking EccentricOnion into buying the lightning rod didn't work out either, and when I literally killed myself at his feet, that didn't yield any results either. So I decided to target Chuckles, who had just signed up for the game, but it then ended up being Stewie, who walked into the trap, who had not signed up for tag. And then I finally decided to trap Chaylang's rocket barrel. He fell for that trap, and so I finally managed to get rid of the lightning rod and pass it on to him. By now I have also gathered enough oxidized copper for my needs, my current needs anyway, and I think I'll just leave these blocks lying out here until they've all turned into the last stage and then come pick them up. But what I needed the copper for now was this build right here, this new little one that I added to the city. It's kind of like a cathedral, a small cathedral, but turned horse stable. Yeah, I really like it actually. It has almost like a gothic look because of the nether brick. What's great about the nether brick, of course, is that it has both fences and walls, which it's the only block family that has that. And I think they look really cool together, so I of course wish there'd be more more block families with both those structures. But yeah, I think it turned out really nice, and of course I used the copper here as the roof, and I really wanted to use this kind of gradient that copper of course gives us. Yeah, really nice. I'm happy with this one. But you might be wondering why build a cathedral and then turn it into a horse stable. Well, there's a pretty good reason for that actually. And that is of course these guys right here. So these two skeleton horses I've had here I think since like episode 1 or 2. And they've just been standing in this back alley. Kind of neglected, but I think now it's time to actually give them a proper home, and that's what I built the cathedral for. I just ride them in. Can I even fit in here? Yes, just like that. Alright, and then I'll lead them up in here and maybe they'll wander out, but I guess that's okay. Oh no. Yeah, that's much better than just in the alleyway. Now it's not completely finished. I do need more calcite, it is, right? This block right here. I only have 3 for whatever reason, but I want to mix the quartz up a bit. I really like calcite actually because it looks a bit like marble, and that's like my top material I wish was added to the game. But I don't think it really will be because it's too similar to quartz, I guess. But yeah, I would love to have like a lot of variation of either calcite or have like a marble block. Right, now what's special about this cathedral is of course that it's peeking out of the water, which none of my other buildings do. And I've been thinking about that idea for a while, to have like builds that aren't completely underwater like this one, what it would look like. So I gave it a try now, and I really like it. But I do feel like we need more of it, because now it feels a little out of place being just the one thing. And I will be getting to this spot in a second, but I don't really want to do it right next to this one again, but maybe a bit more spread out over the city. And actually there's something that the factory has been missing for a while now that I kind of realized a bit ago, and that's smokestacks. I mean, it's it's an industrial factory. it should have like big smokestacks coming out the top. So that's what I'm gonna be building now, and I'm gonna have them peek out of the water. And I think that could also add to the cathedral over there and just the overall look of the city. I've built 3 smokestacks in total, and I think I'm really happy with them. Only one of them actually like gives off smoke, and it's only a few particles every now and again, which I think is like a good kinda in between, because if it was just a campfire normally, I feel like it would be a bit too much and look weird like coming out of the water, but just with a few every now and again it's quite intriguing, and I think it's a pretty good look. Yeah. Now I've also been trying to add more like rotten vegetation around the area, and I wanted to show you guys this tree right here because I've kind of fallen in love with it. Yeah, I really like the way that the glow lichen like looks on the dark wood, and it just looks so disgusting and overgrown and full of algae. I love this one, so I wanted to bring in a bit more stuff like that, which is why I decided to turn this side of the cathedral into kind of a former park area, right? So we have this little pavilion here with a glass dome, which is looking pretty cool. And now I want to add another tree stump right here in the middle. Yeah, just kind of like that, like once there was a really like cool tree exhibited in there, but now it's of course all old and rotten, and I have this little shulker here of underwater vegetation which I want to use to decorate. I guess it wouldn't make much sense to have flowering leaves down here. The leaves have like a bit of a weird water glitch effect, but I think if you can see past that, they actually kind of work down here as well, as like a kind of algae or something like that. Ooh, I really like this. This was kind of just experimental right now, but I think putting like a bit of leaves up here on the glass dome as well is looking pretty good, and definitely also adds to the feeling. So I'm using a mixture of azalea and oak right now. Azalea is a bit brighter, but both of them are not too dark. Let's see what adding some coral will look like. I don't think I actually want to go with too many colors. Maybe we'll stick to red and blue for now. Oh yeah, that already brings in like a nice splash of color. I love that. Very cool. Yeah, that might be it already actually. I mean, I of course also don't want to overdo it so that it doesn't become too distracting. It's already a little busy, but should still be fine. Yeah, this is a really nice like centerpiece, I think, for this pavilion. Pavilion, the tree stump in the middle. But I think this park, or former park, definitely needs buildings on those 2 sides to feel like a bit more enclosed, and kind of it feels a bit weird to just open to the sides like that. Over here in the minigame area, I've been wanting to do a bit more with these cartoonish, colorful flowers, so I've added these 3 big ones here along the ice track as well. And actually that's kind of where I'm gonna leave it for decorations for now. I might still come back to it in the future because I'm not 100% happy with it yet. I do like what I have so far, you know, but it doesn't quite feel finished. But it's also kind of hard to decorate an ice road or an ice track. But yeah, if I feel inspired or get some good ideas, I might come back to it. For now, I think it's fine, and I do want to start the little competition. So I've put up some rules right here. It's really simple. Just says ice race, time yourself and write it down on this board. Whoever has the shortest time by next Friday, which is in a week exactly, 3 p.m. CET, wins the prize in the light blue shulker. And this is the prize. It's not too bad, I think. You've got some diamonds, some prismarine and all that. I think is always nice. 3 lanterns, some axolotl heads. And then here in the middle is a voucher for a small build that the winner can cash in if they want to. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see who will win and how people will do in general. Yeah, hope this will entice some people. After that short interruption, let's get back to the base. And I've been really enjoying working on here as of late. And I've like been genuinely thinking about how much I will miss this place, even though I'm of course excited to someday start a new base in the next season and all that. But still, I've really grown fond of this, and I just really enjoy hanging out here and, you know, working on this place and seeing it evolve, and yeah. And I also will really miss basically the ability of creative flight that you get down here in the water, right? I mean, it's so incredibly convenient, even though of course you have the drowned and the tridents to annoy you, but at the same time it's such an insane convenience to not have to use scaffolding or dirt or whatever you prefer, and I probably will really miss that. But I also don't want to do another underwater base again in the next season, even though I love being underwater. I've grown so fond of this place, but you know, I don't want to overdo it, but maybe season 3. No one's talking about that yet, but you know, I could see myself going back to the ocean again by then. So what I'm working on right now is a small building here behind the garden, or whatever we want to call it, and it's basically supposed to be the home of, we'll just go like this and this, right? It's supposed to be the home of the priest of the cathedral right here. It makes sense for him to have some kind of living space, right? Or to have had some kind of living space. So that's what this is going to be, and in style it's going to be a bit different from like the more industrial builds over there, because I don't know, whenever I think about or like get a picture in my mind of like a priest's housing, I have more of a medieval like architecture in mind. Though of course I guess there must be like a bit more modern, some more modern ones as well. But I feel like it's more fitting, and you know, this build right here also feels like from a bit of a different era, which still makes sense because cities are often a mashup of different architectural styles and structures. So this will be a bit more similar to this, maybe with a touch of medieval almost, but I think more modern building materials. We've got a basic structure, and for the roof I think I want to go with copper again, which is still lying out on the land over there to oxidize, and it's not gotten much further. We've got a few fully oxidized ones, but I mean I can just pick some up of the second to last stage and let them continue to weather up in the roof, I guess. And then we can also use some of the warped wood, which will definitely be stripped, to like break it up a little bit. I did also use kind of a new block that I've never really built with before, which is the, I think it's bubble coral, the dead version of course, mixed in with the stone, because I think it looks like you know, broken old stone that's not really been taken care of, though that's been, you know, sitting of course in the water for a long time. I also wanted to mix in some tuff, so have like a bit of a gradient from tuff to coral to stone, but I actually don't have any tuff yet, and I'm honestly a bit too lazy to venture out like 5,000 blocks to find a geode, so I probably will in a few days, but until then we'll make do for now. I think that actually already looks kind of lovely. Like I really like that turquoise color next to the granite or brick. I might actually want to leave some of them in the second to last stage. I don't think that's actually too bad of a look. My bees here in the greenhouse have really been coming in handy lately. It was Zinjy who gave them to me when I needed bees for bee heads for the decorations in the minigame area. But now with 1.17 around, the beeswax has been really, or the honeycomb has been really practical for, you know, the copper and candles as well. To finish it off, let's put in the remnants of a path leading to the priest's building. I will probably be doing an interior for this, maybe even next episode. I mean, there's not much space to do really much with, but just a little thing. I'm kinda in the mood for interiors again. As I said, I really like the color of the roof, so I think it fits in nicely. And overall, I really loved working on this area, so I'm super motivated to do more, add some buildings on this side as well, etc. But I think that's some pretty good progress for today. So I hope you enjoyed watching this episode once again down here in our ocean kingdom. So I have been Alice, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!